Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Yeah, we both went above the camera. Fourth quarter. It is the fourth quarter. Time to bring it home. Time to secure the victory. Time to make sure to pass the rock to cover America's favorite game with LCs.
All right. Before we get started, you ready, Patrick? Swing the boulevard. Riff Raff pulling up with 5 ace cards, maybe 5
Hot blondes.
jokers. Wrong again. All right.
Oh my god.
What you don't know is that between each of these recordings, I've been playing this. Well, me and Bethke have both been playing the Finish the Riff Raff lyrics game, and I'd say we might be hitting like 25%.
Yeah, that's
Bless,
generous.
like.
That's generous, yeah.
Bethke's gotten 1. You've gotten 1.
I think I've
Actually, Bethke's gotten 2.
Yeah,
Bethke's gotten 2. You've gotten 1. All right. I'm outside eating fried okra with Oprah. Diamonds cross my
Choka.
Choka.
lemur.
It's just. It's not fair.
Shout out Riff Raff.
No. One of the lyrics
I need one more
of all time.
before we actually get into football. I'm sorry.
All right.
I like this.
We have too much to cover.
Oh, so much. All right. We're gonna skip ahead in this song.
Look, if ESPN can do it all day, we could do it for 30 minutes.
Diamonds on the BM dub. Never been a scrub. Iced out my shoulder shrugs. Suit made by
Terrell Suggs.
Gentle thugs.
Suit made by koalas. Ice.
Wait, is he ending them all with ice?
No.
Okay, because I was like, if that's where the rhyme is, then that's on me for not catching it.
No, not at all. There was no way you would have known based that there was any sort of a rhyme scheme going on.
Or context clues.
Yeah, there's no. You just don't know what this man is saying. Anyway, let's get into some football now that we've done the Riff Raff game on camera. Now, not a whole lot's happened, and yet so much funny shit has happened off the field of football. But let's talk about some stuff that may be happening down the line in 2028. So last week we talked about some owner meeting stuff involving the Philadelphia Eagles tush push. But we didn't mention is the NFL also approved for NFL players to be able to participate in the 2028 Summer Olympics flag football competition.
Blessed.
Now, there are some loud, but not very well-known voices, at least to the general football public, that don't necessarily love the idea of the NFL athletes participating in the Summer Olympics, and it is the current USA flag football team themselves are not exactly happy with possibly being pushed aside, having done the grassroots effort to make this an Olympic sport, in favor of professional athletes who don't necessarily play flag football.
So
No.
I did hear the quarterback do an interview, and his explanation for the way that's being presented is he's not saying he doesn't want them to play. He just wants to make sure that they don't just get it given to them without some kind of.
Yeah, he is asking basically for a
shot.
fair shake.
Yeah.
Which I think is mostly the reason I even wanted to have this conversation. Is I respected that he came in from it at that angle.
Exactly. I like his, he presents a sound argument. I like the fact that, hey, we've done the grassroots work here. And I know to a lot of people who think, oh, well, why wouldn't we just send out our best football players? You got to think of it this way. It's not the exact same sport. Different rule sets, different strategies. Yes, there might be better athletes coming from the pro side, obviously. But there is some evidence that we have seen with our own eyes where flag football players do get the better of some of the pro athletes in flag football because there was a time where we saw some former professional athletes go up against flag football players, and the flag football team did win. And if y'all don't remember that one, I highly suggest you look it up on YouTube or anywhere on the internet.
Yeah, I think there's obvious position. I think being a receiver, unless you're just a straight physical only receiver in the NFL, if you're a speed receiver, especially a tall one, you're going to benefit a lot.
Absolutely.
But then there's other there's other people I hear people being like, "Oh, this guy should definitely be on the team." And I'm like, that doesn't even make any sense for what this game is.
Yeah, and that's actually another part of the argument I wanted to address. I don't know if you'll bring this up, but Andrew Hawkins, I believe, used to play for the Browns as a receiver, and now he's like an NFL guy, commentator. Mm-hmm. He made a comment that I thought was interesting. Didn't agree with it whatsoever, but I wanted to elaborate on it. It was basically referencing how American basketball screwed up the Olympics with the 3-on-3 this year by allowing 3-on-3 players that focus on 3-on-3 to play instead of NBA players. So while that's fine and fair, it is just, again, asking, like, this isn't the same sort of situation, right? Like,
definitely not.
You know what I mean?
Because especially as the flag football team that we have right now, I'm pretty sure they're near undefeated internationally. I don't think they're.
They did win the World Championships, the most recent one. So
and we did send what is now 2 WNBA players with the 3-on-3 team, and the men's team had Jimmer Fredette, who you would think honestly probably can handle it. Ultimately, that team.
I don't know. I think that he's already way too old to be somebody you're sending into the Olympics.
He was, but they had Canyon Barry, who's supposed to be like the best 3-on-3 player in the world. I think.
Like no one in the G League wanted to go.
I mean, but again, these guys are already established in playing these sports. They're the ones who help do it. So at least, if nothing else, they deserve the first shake at it.
Oh, absolutely. They do.
Kind of tryout.
And if you remember, the men fumbled early and they never really recovered. They didn't have it wasn't as miserable. It was just disappointing because we assumed we were going to win both.
No. And then also you gotta take into consideration a few other things. One, it's ultimately not the decision of the NFL of who gets to go to the Olympics or not, because it's not pro football, right? Okay, it is.
Do you know how many seats on the board Roger Goodell has? Because
on the Team USA, I have no idea how many seats he has on.
I think from what I read is like whatever the deciding body is, he owns like somewhere between 20 and 40% of the seats. But let me pull up this.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, check that out. But at the same time, I'm also gonna put this out there. If you're gonna send anybody, right? I think it would be wise. You want to send your skill position players out there. You know, your receivers, cornerbacks. The flag football quarterback, though, much different animal than what you're asked to do in the NFL, and vice versa. I think that one might be like, hey, this guy's entrenched here and he knows this game. Don't ask.
I'm saying give the kid some weapons.
Yeah, give the kid some pro weapons to play with. And you know who I would actually send? I would be like, listen, if I could strong arm one guy onto this team, it would be Travis Hunter. He's plays two ways. Why not just do? You already do that in flag football too. You might as well.
It's interesting that everyone's bringing up these older guys because this is 2028 we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. The people haven't thought of that far because I was going to ask you, and that's why it's almost difficult to project.
Yeah.
Who would even if you got the pick of the litter, you would say Mahomes today.
Arch Manning.
Who do you say in 2028?
Arch Manning.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson.
Arch Manning's going to be the greatest quarterback that's ever played the game.
All right.
I mean, but, you know,
later.
obviously Arch Manning is going to have plenty of hype coming this year. But
that's the other funny thing is when people are like, oh, the USA football quarterback just wants to be on the team. That guy, I'm pretty sure he's going to be over 40 by that point. I don't know.
That's also fair. That's also very fair.
30s. Or maybe late 30s. I don't know how flag football works well enough to know if you can keep doing it that long at quarterback, but
probably, man.
I think this is how Favre redeems himself in the public eye. He's got to go take a bunch of painkillers and Benadryl again, and he's just go out there and
let steroids happen.
Throw it the hat.
Oh shit, yeah, man. He is a lot older than I thought he'd be. 35 years old. Okay.
Well, okay, but either way, I think that it is worth doing a full tryout
also,
here to try to get the best and the brightest. Maybe we're arguing semantics, and it will obviously be the NFL players because there's going to be more 7-on-7 happening. Flag football is played 7-on-7, right?
I think the Olympic one's 5-on-5.
Oh, okay. Because 7-on-7's been pretty popular for about
also,
15, 20 years now.
It's a little different game.
Yeah.
And they're also playing on a much smaller field, right? It's like 70 yards and then like 25 across.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know all the specifics.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, it would probably be a compressed field. That would make sense.
Yeah, the other differences being receivers can't just arm check guys' hands away from flags or to get past them.
Yeah.
This guy would be 38 at the time the Olympics played.
But also, Roger Goodell is apparently responsible for getting 3 people on the board for USA Football, who is making this decision.
So they're going to be NFL players.
There's going to be, but who they are ultimately we don't know. And can they force the players on there? Because at the end of the day, the players have to agree to be on part of the team. So does
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my God, no!
50-year-old Aaron Rodgers.
No.
Tom Put him in the chamber now. We'll get him out when he's ready.
No, Brady would be the best one to do.
As a bid, you wouldn't be able to move around, man.
I do think Brady is going to be low key salty. He didn't get to do this. It does feel like that.
I mean, at this point, it'd be the only thing possibly missing from the resume, right?
I mean, it's fun. Like, is Lamar even be like? Because Lamar's sort of also an ideal one, but 2028.
The escapability isn't as big of a factor though in flag football.
No, but his ability to be untouchable once he actually is able to allow to be a runner with the ball.
I guess, yeah, and I don't know how they do plays. How often he's like throwing it behind him and then running a route or something.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to bring this up because I just so people get the exact score. So, 2018, right? The current quarterback that we have for USA Football, Doucette. His name is Daryl Doucette. He led the amateur side against the pros. It was for fighting cancer. All right, the first edition of the American Flag Football League. He was named the most valuable player in the final, in which his team beat a team comprised of professional track and field athletes and NFL players, 26-6. So, just we get that out there.
Who's on the roster though?
I believe actually Michael Vick was on the other side.
Oh,
if I don't remember,
Michael Vick, like 4 years after retirement.
Well, no, 2 years after retirement, if I remember correctly. Oh no, he was watching. Oh no,
if I remember correctly, Michael Vick retired about 2 years after. Maybe he should have.
Oh yeah, for sure. But I'm pretty sure 2016 was his last year.
Years to make up for on the paychecks.
I get that. I get that.
Not his fault. Teams paid him.
Yeah. Was it the Jets? Was the final one?
Oh, dude, I couldn't tell you. That sounds like a team he'd be on.
Let's see. Oh no, Michael Vick was just on the sideline for that game. Never mind. It was Seneca Wallace who was the pro quarterback.
Steelers was actually his last. I don't know if he played a game, but Seneca Wallace in 2018.
I take back what I said about Jacob Webb. I don't want him anymore. Please don't make me watch him anymore. He let a bitchette ruin my day.
Interesting. I think it's a fun conversation. I'd like to see it, but yeah, it probably doesn't involve any current NFL players, if I'm being honest.
It may not, or it may just be guys who are lower on the depth chart. They're known for their athleticism, but just can't get on the field.
Speedier guys, yeah,
for sure. We'll end up seeing what it is. I'm sure there'll be guys like Tyreek Hill who probably want to be involved in that as well.
You think he's still gonna be that fast?
Probably so. Years? Maybe not NFL fast.
What about Micah? Would Micah be? Is Micah still good
for defense? He's too big.
Oh, you can't. Like, he can't even rush the quarterback doing that.
Not really.
To a flag. The minute he goes for someone's flag, they're Euro stepping around his ass. He can't just wrap guys up.
Is this league that fast? I'm interested.
Well, that's why the game is different. Like, especially most of NFL defense relies on you controlling their body, which you can't do.
If anything, it's going to be comprised of like a bunch of guys who have mild two-way experience.
What you're looking for as like the max height, and he's probably. I think even that's probably too tall. I think you're really looking for like 5'9" guys.
5'9", 5'10",
bunch of Wes Welkers and fucking Julian Edelmans.
The USA quarterback did say, like, and I don't know if this is because he was an LSU fan, so he was just leaning on all the LSU receivers, but he was kind of like, well, yeah, obviously some of those guys, like tall on offense, if you throw it up, you know, there's not a lot of Europeans soccer players are going to be able to get up there. And
it's fair. It's very fair.
Very fair.
Randy Moss would feast on international flag football.
Oh man. Cool.
It would literally just be snap, throw it up.
So that is going to be the thing. We're just going to put the tallest, best, probably Marvin Harrison Jr. maybe.
Fast. Oh, you're right. That is a good current NFL player to be on there.
Yeah,
tall and fast. Absolutely.
If Jordan Addison can just stay fast for a few more years, maybe. But Harrison's fine.
I don't think Jordan Addison's going to lose speed in 3 years. He's still a really young guy. I'm just saying. Yeah.
Just flat speed though is tough. I don't know. Like I think he'll still be a really good NFL wide receiver, but I don't know about when you can't push your guys around as much.
Yeah.
40-year-old Dak Prescott's the quarterback.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, let's get Trey Lance in there. Maybe that's where he needs.
Honestly, you know what?
I could be down for that.
You might be cooking with that.
Best at is
you might
showing off and not reading
you might have just figured out his career for him. Actually, that might.
I could see Purdy also.
No shot. No shot. The 49ers let him do that.
Short, quick throws.
Not gonna let him do that. I don't think so. I don't think you're gonna see. You're not gonna see a starting NFL quarterback at all. Not one.
It would have to be it would have to be someone who.
It would have to be a third stringer, a second stringer, or somebody who's not in the league.
Yeah, you're probably
like a former pro. Famous. Oh my god! Could you imagine famous Jameis just throwing a pick six in the Olympics?
Dude,
that would be the best thing ever.
Yet?
Oh no! This is what Gardner Minshew is going to be doing in a few years.
No, he'll still be a backup.
100%. Will Levis.
Stefon Diggs
as quarterback.
You know what? I'm glad you brought in Stefon Diggs. Let's talk about some Stefon Diggs. I feel like you wanted to bring up some Stefon Diggs stuff, Bethke.
So like maybe we had run the course of the Team USA a bit.
We're just
maybe, but let's just go ahead. Let's dive deep on. Let's get on the boat and sail away into this story.
You got some party favors for me?
Sure. Yeah, I got a few. Not as much as Stefon Diggs, but go ahead. What was it you wanted to bring up?
Well, I just was more. I don't have a video. I don't have pictures of evidence. There was a lot of nudity involved, or like very basically nudity involved. But it was a boat with many people partying, women in bikinis, athletes in shorts.
Cardi B there or
Cardi B was allegedly there.
Stefon Diggs and Cardi B are an item.
That's what
they were out enjoying themselves. You know, whatever. It went viral because of a few things I'm not concerned with. Okay. It went viral for a few things I wasn't concerned with. But what did strike me as funny was that one of the clips seems to show Mr. Diggs showing a little baggie of whatever. I mean, it was really hard to tell. The internet ran wild with it, almost instantly assumed it was cocaine, even though it looks pink, which means that it's probably
here it is.
a similar party drug. But not that party drug.
Oh, y'all aren't seeing this. I didn't do it right. 1 second.
It's okay. You're the one that's going to be showing partial nudity and drug use.
It's just girls in bikinis here. It's on YouTube, so.
Well, some of it was. Some of the videos I saw were quite different than what I think that video shows. Yeah, this is just women in bikinis.
So here's him opening up a little case that someone takes from him.
Some baggies. It's a little fun bag.
Little fun bag. Yeah. It could just be fun dip.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to tell what that is to be so specific. Honestly, and so sure.
Now, the part of NFL Twitter that I was on was, or not even necessarily NFL Twitter, just entertainment in general.
How do I fix it? 1 second.
So how about that?
Oh, hi.
Something.
Hello, everyone.
There you go. And we're back. No, I did see some people saying, making jokes, saying, "Oh man, even Takeoff wasn't this bad with Cardi B." I was like, "Oh my god."
Well, I mean, she's there. You know, I mean, maybe they're. You know, we don't know their situation, so exactly. I just, everyone has to understand that there's things that are things, and we just have to accept them as things.
Yeah. Now, this wasn't as egregious, in my opinion.
I think if you're going to show any video, you need to show the coach having to answer for it today because that's the funniest part.
Oh, that one is good.
It wasn't, he didn't say anything funny. It's just, it's a hilarious way to start your new career as the head coach of the New England Patriots.
I totally forgot that Stefon Diggs was a Patriot too. Just that slipped my mind entirely. I was like, man, who's their wide receiver? Who was he playing for? I thought he was still on the Bills, and then that video reminded me. Oh, that's right. This man's a Patriot. But no, him entertaining these four women, not as funny as LeBron entertaining those two women with. First off, let me start off by saying, Happy Women's Day.
Those two women, you mean the owner of the team?
No, I don't remember I had no idea who those are.
It was the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Jenny Buss? All right. Who's the other one?
Not sure I remember.
It's a long question.
Well, it's something that we're aware of, and obviously we want to make great decisions on and off the field, and we're hoping that with our time here on the field today, and that when we don't have a script and we're on the call periods, that we're making great decisions. And so the message will be the same for all our players, that we're trying to make great decisions, and any conversations that I've had with Stefon will remain between him and I and the club.
Those are good answers, I believe.
No, it is. It's just,
What else are you supposed to say?
No, there's nothing else to say. Again, it's only funny for the context that this is basically the first round of questions for your new job as to face the Patriots.
The new era.
The new era. The rebirth of the Belichick era, some hope in there in New England, right?
Right.
Hey, signs of 90s Cowboys. What could go wrong?
Well, it's a tough one. The Stefon Diggs isn't exactly...
They're mixing Viking boats with cowboy blow.
Potentially. There could be other party favors here.
No idea what that actually was inside of that.
But yeah, there was a lot of other videos from this thing. It looked like quite an excursion on the seas. And obviously veterans don't necessarily always attend OTAs anyway, so nothing too crazy there. Just unfortunate that he pulled out what appeared to be a baggie amongst all of this, because we don't care about his relationship or whatever is involved there. It's not relevant to the conversation. But when you're busting around potentially drugs,
and
league might have something to say about that.
And there's already this whole thing about
Play with
Stefon
guns.
Diggs not
Post
really
stuff on
wanting to
Instagram.
be at any particular stop that he's been in the last few years.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, John Morant, victim of just being Second Amendment, dude.
Just being an idiot.
Dude, that's his Second Amendment right there.
Yes.
They're coming for his rights.
Speaking of basketball, that game is
Not the good
over, buddy. That's
Brother,
30.
that game was over when we
Thunder-
finished the basketball
Thunder, wrap it
segment.
up.
Yeah.
Is it still playing?
It's still going. There's still 6.5 minutes left.
No,
That is unfortunate. No,
we can also report on the other game too if you want. It looks like that's also going to come to a conclusion,
Keep
right?
an eye. Josh Young can still make this a game.
Oh no, I wasn't talking about the fucking idiots. I'm talking about the hockey.
The hockey. Oh yeah, there's still
I'm
time
pissed
for
at the Rangers,
the
bro.
Hurricanes.
Another fucking 0-score game.
2-0
Fucking
loss.
Rangers. The Florida Panthers are up 4-3 with 6 minutes left in that ball game. Can you call a hockey game a ball game?
It is
I don't
not
think you
a ball
can.
game. If it's roller hockey
Fair.
Okay.
or
No.
pro beach hockey, which
So
is
that puck game.
Pro beach hockey on ESPN was awesome because behind the net it
Huh?
it arched up. It was just roller hockey in California, but they had like a couple teams.
Oh, that's on Venice. That's such. Oh, the ESPN2 logo being so vintage just tells me all I need to know.
Yeah, I probably watched the same game 4 times in one summer because they would just play the same ones back, but like slam ball.
I mean, it looks kind of cool in concept. You got the whole show on
It's
it.
fun. There was a little circle that you could shoot from that made it like a 2-point goal or something. There was some bits, but like I said, behind the goal it sloped up, which was cool. Obviously with a ball and people on rollerblades. Jesus,
Yeah, I mean, I'm
46
looking at it. It's very unique. I'm just cracking up at how saturated the sports market was that they were like, this could work.
It was a great time to be a kid.
Yeah, I mean, they really had as much money to fund whatever thought came into their heads. Beautiful.
Surely we got something else that's happened in the NFL this week.
Is not really, man. Was there something Jerry related you wanted to bring up, Buffy?
I can't remember.
Yeah, man, this is one of the slowest times in the entire NFL season, off season. Like, there's just
smoked in a one-on-one matchup with a little girl. So, I'm gonna guess that was.
What else is happening in the world? Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler, but not really. But yes, but we're yelling at him for not being at OTAs. Have you seen? But
4 days ago,
huh? He said he's not
4
interested.
days ago, he's not interested in playing with the Saints.
Yeah, I wouldn't be either. So he's a Steeler. He made a joke about it.
This is a good quote. I'm too old. I don't want to live in Louisiana. Sorry.
I love that he's actually taking quotes on this, but still not signing officially with the team that he basically has already signed with.
Is there?
So he teased it.
Where the cap?
Yeah, there's another tease that he did.
I'm just like, is there a reason why for them financially to wait to sign him or something?
No, because he's not going to report to OTAs anyway, so they're probably dodging the headache until they have to.
Like, don't give him a roster spot through training camp so you can see another guy, and then just throw him in for the regular season. It'd be fine.
I mean, honestly, it's something like that. I think they're trying to minimize the media actually, like this actually being a thing until they have to.
That could be it. And at the same time, also, he's been in the league so long, he probably doesn't want to deal with the whole off-season workouts, training, and the whole, he's not here, he's not at camp, he's not at camp, he's not at camp. Like,
imagine my surprise when I saw multiple tweets related to how mad they were at Aaron Rodgers not being with the team already. If this isn't people trying to desperately make the NFL relevant in its dog days, I don't know what it is.
Every year, though.
But this is hilarious. No, it's so funny because it's like every year we forget that OTAs are like basically just for rookies.
First word of what does the O stand for?
It's
otherwise mandatory.
Yeah, they're like not like it's just to get people in shape during the summer. There's no even real football theory. It's team chemistry at best, yeah, but it's good on the guys that do, but I mean the old guys are just not going to do it. We've seen this over and over and over and over and over again.
I mean the preseason's too long as it is, so
season's too long.
I don't know why in what month is this? May they need to be.
Exactly. In the hottest months, depending on where you play too.
Well.
So. Not everybody has indoor, do they? Dude, NFL owners are hilarious.
I can understand why, maybe in the North or in California you wouldn't, but I think every team in the South has to have something. There's no way they're just practicing in Miami outdoors all the time.
No, I'm trying to think of who'd be cheap enough to do it. I would think the Saints, but I'm pretty sure the Saints do have an indoor one.
Funded by?
Crack.
Oh, a bunch of people who like to cover up Catholic sins.
Oh,
well, so is Boston.
Really? I don't know much about Kraft, I guess.
No, I don't mean. I just meant the city of Boston.
Oh,
Boston is arguably the gnarliest history with the Catholic Church. I would feel, at least that we know of, that we can prove.
I don't know much of details. I guess
it's a fantastic film. We can end on this. It's a recommendation. Spotlight was a movie about a journalistic group that went and basically was able to prove that there was a large amount of this going on and that it was being covered up not just once, not just twice, but for multiple generations throughout time.
Not one, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six.
Yeah, there were actually
probably some sort
lots
of
generations. Actually.
Oh yeah, I believe it
here, but I can't.
It's actually
can't
not
really pull it.
Yeah,
off
it's
the top
not
of
good.
my head.
But I highly recommend the movie if you love journalism or if you just love
that one.
True crime, I guess. I don't know.
That one, Oscar, right? For
big deal movie for sure.
Best.
I don't remember what it won, but it's all the kids love it.
I'll give it a watch one of these days. But yeah,
I
gentlemen,
don't love that.
gentlemen, we'll end it on that note. Actually, you know what? We're gonna end it on a different note. All right, are you ready, Patrick? This is your last shot at redemption.
Bring it.
All right. I'm gonna stay with the shades. Fendi on my braids. Gotta stay paid. Stay on.
Give it to me one more time. Sorry.
All right. We're going for the top of the song. All right. I'm gonna stay with the shades. Fendi on my braids. Gotta stay paid. Stay on the. Stay on the front page.
Okay. Not as bad as I was thinking it was going to be.
All right. This one might.
Aid.
This one might be worse. Teeth on my chest. Iceberg season with some slugs. Cross my. Oh no, never mind. We already did this one. Never mind.
I was like,
We already did this one. We already did it. Oh wait. I got one. You ready? We'll end on a football note. I'm sitting in a Tahoe. You already know
With a
rap
Tahoe.
game. You already know rap game Bo. Rap game Bo Jackson. My trunk
blasting.
still relaxing.
My trunk still relaxing.
That's right. I don't know what you want.
On that note, enjoy. Your
Diamonds
week.
on my jacuzzi. I pull up on Ruby Tuesdays.
We'll be back. And hopefully, never talk about Riff Raff ever again.
Rap game Oklahoma Sooners.